Now we're talking. ChalkZone was the shit. This was a show I definitely watched and loved as a kid. For those who have never seen the show before, ChalkZone was a cartoon that ran on Nickelodeon from March 22nd, 2002 to August 23rd, 2008. It follows Rudy, who discovers a box of magical chalk that allows him to draw portals into the ChalkZone, an alternate dimension where everything ever drawn on a blackboard and erased comes to life. Rudy goes on adventures with a superhero named Snap and his best friend named Penny. Isn't that the coolest premise for a show? I feel like working on the show, coming up with ideas for episodes was such a blast. Today I'm going to be talking about Pumpkin Love, an episode that features, to my surprise, Tim Curry. Let's jump right in. We begin with what I think has to be one of the coolest cartoon intros I have ever watched. From the fast-paced theme song to the scenes of the characters going on crazy adventures, it truly gets you hyped for the episode ahead. After the intro, we see Penny running to Rudy's house where she's greeted at the front door by him in his Halloween costume, of course trying to scare her. Penny isn't amused and pushes him inside. Rudy reveals his Jell-O-Lantern for the school's pumpkin carving contest to Penny, who is amazed and creeped out by the creation. They head outside to see that the squarest and most obnoxious kid named Reggie is smashing the pumpkins of innocent students in order to cheat his way to first place. In order to fool Reggie, Rudy informs Penny about Plan CZ, which is just using ChalkZone to get to school for the contest. Not sure how that's supposed to fool Reggie, but okay. He enters the ChalkZone and we are greeted with one of the most creative settings I have ever seen. Just look at the line work in these characters, it's just amazing. Rudy gets yelled at by the Wolfman, and in order to get away from the crowd of chalk monsters, he draws himself a whole fire truck. He heads out to the day area of the zone and finds the message Penny wrote for him on a portable chalkboard at school. Before he's able to leave, Snap commandeers the fire truck and drives them to the Gulapalooza festival at the cemetery.
But you gotta check out Jocko and the skeleton crew.
I think it's really funny that this is the second cartoon I've watched with a sentient jack-o'-lantern guy. The first being Jack from Billy and Mandy. We get a concert performed by Jacko, who is played by Tim Curry of all people. I guess when he's not a killer clown, he's a pumpkin man in a kid's show. Jacko spots Jill in the crowd and of course immediately falls in love with her. He dances with her and then decides right then and there that he's going to marry her, and he takes her into his lair. Meanwhile, at the school, we see how the contest is going. We're greeted by a teacher with the biggest nose I have ever seen. Look at him. That's literally how Phineas from Phineas and Ferb would look like as an adult. It's ridiculous. Penny and Reggie sass each other, then we're thrown back to the ChalkZone. Rudy sneaks into Jacko's secret lair and finds Jill's room. I really love the fact that no one really seems to care or notice that this bride doesn't move or talk or do anything. In order to rescue her, he disguises himself as Abe Lincoln and somehow manages to get her out of there. Oh yes, because Abe Lincoln was a famous pop culture icon in the early 2000s. Jacko catches wind of his bride's escape and goes after them. Just as Rudy reaches the stage, the monster crowd has turned into an angry mob. And as he thinks it's over for him, Snap calls him to show him that he's learned how to fly a broom. Rudy and Jill get on and they fly into the night. Jacko hitches a ride with a Banshee on his skeleton horse. Right before Rudy can draw something to get them out of the situation, the Banshee slashes at him, making him drop his piece of chalk. They eventually pass to the day side of ChalkZone, and the Banshee and skeleton horse disappear. Jacko falls to the ground, presumably smashing into pieces. Rudy goes through the portal and scares everyone with Jill. The episode ends with Reggie getting knocked over a table, resulting in a pumpkin flying up in the air and coming right down on his head. Rudy wins first place in the pumpkin carving contest, and Reggie is awarded first place in the costume contest. I think it's really funny that this contest was for pumpkin carving, and for some reason Rudy decided to go above and beyond and give his pumpkin a whole body. This show was such a joy to return to after all these years. It really did bring back great memories. I had no idea this thing ran for so long. Unfortunately, I was probably only able to watch 2 to 3 years of the show before it was canceled. Then it was moved to Nicktoons, which my family definitely didn't have. Anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope to see you again soon.